Hi, everyone. Harry here to talk about the resolution of the Peter Strzok Lisa Page case against the FBI and the federal government. It's sort of old, albeit very interesting news. I want to talk about it in particular, however, because it's such a clear vantage point on what a second Trump administration would look like, why that administration would be lawless and nasty and completely violate basic principles, which, after a many-year battle, Strzok and Page were able to vindicate in the settlement that was just announced, where Strzok gets $1.2 million and Page gets $800,000. Okay, back to 2015 and the initial Trump campaign. Strzok is head agent, very involved in the Hillary Clinton investigation. Page is on the Mueller team. They are both in the FBI. They are having a relationship, not so smart already, although it's not, I don't think Strzok is her supervisor. And they are using their FBI issued cell phones or whatever, texting each other. And that text includes catty or even nasty political comment about Donald Trump. The biggest one that we see is, don't worry, he's not going to win, that sort of thing. Let me start with an aside here. I was the DOJ for a long time. I have a sense of the culture of AUSAs, lawyers, and FBI agents. I guarantee you that if you were to plumb the emails of FBI agents generally, you would find 20 times as many and 50 times as nasty lurid communications about Hillary Clinton. That's from general political orientation and just she was a favorite target for them. They absolutely shouldn't have done it, don't get me wrong, but the outrage is, and the way Trump used it during the campaign, he, at rally after rally, talked about Strzok and his lover and how this showed, this is his sort of first big, sounding in the refrain. It's all the deep state, and this being DOJ, out to get me. Now, how was he able to do that? Well, that is part of the problem. The FBI and the Mueller investigation turn over emails, and surprise, surprise, they just hit the public eye. So in addition to the improper, I assume, relationship based on FBI rules, we now have these emails and messages all over the country. And Trump literally at every stump saying, attacking them personally, emphasizing the lovers and how as if Page and Strzok themselves were responsible. Strzok, by the way, is immediately taken off the investigation and treated harshly as he should have been. Okay, that happens back then. And then there is an effort, it goes through the normal FBI disciplinary channels, and they recommend that Strzok be suspended for 6 months for some combination of the affair and the improper communications. FBI agents, as I say, do it all the time, and they would say all day long, that doesn't keep us from doing our job and doing it right. And Strzok and Page would say that anyway. But this, let's say it crossed a line, they recommended 6 months. Trump ordered the firing of Strzok, and he maliciously did it so that Strzok would be fired like 12 hours before his pension would vest. So this, point two, and maybe the main point, this is Trump Project 2025 par excellence. Somebody in the FBI does something, and Trump personally is offended. Trump personally sets the rules, sets the law, takes the 6-month suspension, and not only takes it to firing, but nastily, maliciously, in a way to sort of make everyone in the FBI cower, he strips Strzok of his pension. Okay? That gives rise to this lawsuit, and that is point three. In a rule of law regime, it takes a long time. It's painful. Page and all this story is told and retold, but the law is there. And after many years of litigation, Strzok already gets his back pay reinstated. He had sought an order to be reinstated into his job. That seems to have gone by the wayside. He's teaching now, and I don't think he's looking to jump back in. But the DOJ looks terrible. DOJ just can't act this way, can't selectively publish certain communications, by the way, which Strzok said were protected by the First Amendment. Probably not a great claim when you're an FBI agent, but tenable. And in any event, they shouldn't be publishing it publicly and selectively. So, he says, you violated my First Amendment rights and you shouldn't have terminated me. So that he's already gotten his back pay. But, point 3 here is, it's a big embarrassment for the DOJ. Of course, it's all Trump. It's not like the DOJ wanted to do something less, but technically the DOJ, on Trump's orders, fires him 12 hours before his pension's going to vest. So it just really shows, kind of banana republic, tawdry, strongman law completely writing over the laws that should apply to everyone. So that's in a Project 2025 world, at first there'll be rank violations of all the law, if this is any indication. And what would ensue then is either just a complete alteration of the law or a twisting of it under the eyes of Trump-appointed judges, or just ignoring it. It's the law becomes the vessel of the king to especially get retribution against when he feels it personally. So it takes a long time. Strzok and Page were able to get very, very fine counsel. I know the counsel for Page in particular, and that's part of our system as well. When something like this has happened, even though it's not a big money maker, you have people coming in who are top-notch lawyers. That's the system we have when you have this kind of rank violation. People come in to vindicate the law, and it happened. It took a long time. And it just seems to me the moral of the story is the system worked, but in a long way, expensive way. It should really never have been put to the test. A complete outrage that Strzok was terminated, in such a retributive, nasty way. But at least the system responded. In a future Trump administration, all indications are same kind of total nasty personal law, law of one, the king, would prevail, and there would be no justice. And that, would take us a giant step down the road to Turkey, Venezuela, you name it. So an interesting story, but also a morality tale for what may be coming and part of the stakes of the current election. Talk to you later. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video and other Talking Feds content, please take a second to like and subscribe. Talk to you later.